rich and wealthy, when it comes to these two terms, we all want to get there, at least the majority of us. Most of our activities, directly or indirectly, is associated with earning as much money as possible, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But what we should realize is there is a difference in being rich and being wealthy, and we should always strive towards being wealthy rather than being rich. So what is being rich? You win a lottery having a prize money of rupees 1 crore. You become rich or wealthy? In this case, you would become rich but not necessarily wealthy. You see, as Morgan Housel says, being rich refers to the amount of your current income. So for example, if someone's driving a 15 lakh rupees car or is staying in a really fancy house, that person would still be considered rich, because even if he or she took a debt to buy those stuff, that person would still have to have a sufficient amount of income in order to pay off that debt. That would make him rich but not necessarily wealthy. So what does wealthy mean? Being wealthy means you're consciously deciding not to spend the money that you have. So it's basically income not spent. That literally is the definition of wealth. If you spend off all your money, you no longer have that in order to call yourself a wealthy person. Rich people have the mindset of spending, so they always want to spend their money on materialistic possessions, irrespective of whether they need that or not. A wealthy person, on the other hand, has the mindset of not spending but saving that money and increasing or multiplying it as time goes by. Now, that does not mean that wealthy people do not spend their money at all on materialistic possessions. At least I do not want to become wealthy that way. That is not the life I would want to lead. But the difference here lies in the approach a wealthy person would take when it comes to spending. They would only buy stuff that would add value to their life, or that would improve their life, or it would improve the convenience in their life. It is the rich who have to change their phones every year, or get the latest car, or buy expensive watches. The wealthy might also buy such kind of stuff, but the difference is they won't do that frequently. They won't do it every year, because they focus on buying really good stuff, really good quality products, and using it over a long period of time. This has also to do with something that is known as the hedonic adaptation, about which I'll be making a video soon. So yeah, a characteristic of being wealthy is they always think long term, and they believe in sustainability of their money over a long period of time. Another factor that defines wealthy people is they always have some source of income that is running on autopilot, which means irrespective of whether they are getting involved or not, that source of income would keep generating money for them. And they do that by having some form of asset-based income in their life. So as Robert Kiyosaki says, the definition of wealth is the number of days one can survive without actively working or without physically working and still maintaining the same standard of living. So in this case, wealth is not defined in terms of money but in terms of days. So that's how Robert Kiyosaki defines wealth, and that's how the concept of asset-based income comes into the picture. So if you have a solid asset-based income, you do not have to keep working, and still that would keep generating money for you. That is something all the wealthy people have in their life. So from a macro point of view, if you want to become wealthy, these are the 3 points which you should mainly focus upon. Number 1 is you should only focus on spending money of stuff that really adds value to your life and improves the quality of your life. And that should be of the highest quality that you can afford, because that way it will ensure that you're using it over a long period of time. Number 2 is from the money that you're saving, focus on as to how you can multiply it through investments and various business ventures that you can enter into. And number 3 is definitely focus on developing some form of asset-based income in your life. If you want to know in details about what an asset-based income is, I have made a separate video about that. You can check that one out here or somewhere in the description or in the comments. So that was it for this video. I hope you found this information useful as to how you can focus on being wealthy rather than being rich. Please subscribe to my channel if you want more content on personal finance and investments. I upload videos every week, and until the next one, take care, see you, and bye-bye.